This is Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. I'm just kidding. This isn't Democracy Now!, and I'm not Amy Goodman, even though I wish I was just as pretty as her. But we are here to talk about class and feminism, a huge topic that affects women all across the world. Such a huge topic that I won't even get to scratch the surface. But there are a couple of points that I do want to make. The first being exclusivity. When we talk about class and feminism, there's a huge intimidation factor that comes with that. I can say personally, sometimes it is intimidating because sometimes you feel, I don't know as much about this topic as the women who write these papers, but in reality, class affects people in different ways. It doesn't matter your class, your gender, your race, how much money you make, where you came from. I mean, class affects people in such different ways that we shouldn't feel intimidated when talking about such topics. Even though papers are written in such a hard language, we do need to remember that for this to take place, or for this to actually hit home with everybody, we do need to make it available in a language that everybody can understand, with everybody can feel comfortable in. With that being said, after reading the Furies, there were a couple of points that I did want to talk about. The first one, when they say a working class woman with a degree escapes her class, obviously this isn't true. I mean, but yet we see it every day, you know, around school. How many women are at school, you know, trying to become, you know, doctors, engineers, bio majors, chem majors, trying to escape their class, trying to, you know, move up in life, you know, trying not to be the same working class woman as her mother, you know, a stay-at-home mom. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, this is what we're told. This is what women are told. You know, women have to be subordinate to men. If you don't show your feelings, you're not a true woman. If you stand up to men, you've had men attributes, and that's dangerous to men, obviously, because men don't want to lose power. Even though you do have a degree, we still know that women get paid less. Even though she does have a degree, even though she does the same work as a man in that same position, she still gets paid less. The feminist movement should be about empowering women, about helping women, not about isolating certain type of women just because of the class that they're born into. I mean, it's women didn't create the system. Obviously, men created this system, and women just abide by it. But by abiding to it, or by middle-class women taking advantage of it and thinking that they're better off than working-class women, it creates such a bigger clash, such a bigger difference between the two different classes of middle and working-class women. It definitely needs to be something where everybody is equal. The next point I want to make is downward mobility to remove class differences. The fact that some women have the ability, that have the money ability to move down in class, or to say, I don't want to buy these things anymore, or I don't need to live in a huge house, is sometimes an insult to working class women who may have worked their whole lives, or continue to work their whole lives, and never get to that point, you know, to have the ability to say, you know what, today I don't feel like having lost water, I feel like having just regular water from Costco. I mean, some women won't ever get that opportunity, and by middle class women thinking that by making these type of decisions, they're actually breaking down the class barrier, they're actually really making it a lot bigger. There's one last quote that I do want to read from the Furies that I want to end the video with. And it said, the real question is not whether you are middle class and white, but whether you are serious about destroying male supremacy, about changing the world. If you are serious, you will begin by changing yourself. So I ask you this, will you make the change in yourself to help break down these barriers? Or will you just continue to live by the middle class values that we're told to live by every single day? That's your choice. That's your your opportunity to make a difference, what will you do?